else could shove a stream up for Ryu so he could see the
That
board.
Shanks was going on about turning into an axe beak and riding me like a frickin' mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
onward, Buttercup.
There's
So at some
fuckery
point
against
we need to
red.
get
or you could turn into an elk and he could ride around on the back of an aggressive deer.
Yeah.
No, just sitting on the head, like hanging out the horns with my fucking quarterstaff out like her lance. But let's go, boys.
Let's go, boys. But yes, in the interest of getting started and moving along, let's see here. Where did we leave off last time?
We were splitting the party.
Yeah, that's right.
So Beard was gonna stay nearish the inn and keep an eye out on the roads, make sure it was safe.
I was gonna go hike.
Oh, you
I
were
was gonna go hike to the inn.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't going with you.
You were gonna go scout ahead towards the mill while everybody else took what's her name?
Cryy lady.
Yeah, took
the healer,
took
the
Vasha and Hastarine took them back to where all of the other refugees were hanging out. Oh yeah, and you had a body in the back of the wagon.
And the
you
corpse.
Didn't want to keep carrying around with you. That was also part of the consideration, from what I remember. So, yeah, you
and everyone leveled up as well.
Yeah, everybody. So yes, everybody that leveled up. Like I know, Vert gained spells finally as a level 2.
Finally,
ranger.
Jesus God.
I got my key.
I can do something.
Yeah, Bosingba got his key. I know Cass gained an extra spell slot. Avisa got an extra spell slot. I'm pretty sure Hillary got an extra spell slot.
Yes, and I also have Channel Divinity now.
Hey, so now you can do that incredibly disgusting, like, inflict vulnerability thing.
Nice.
That grave clerics can do.
It's nice.
Yep. It basically next attack is a nat 20.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, so she can basically just designate a target, and the next attack that hits them just does double damage.
Fucking A, man.
Nice.
I love it.
Oh, okay. I now have Song of Rest. So everyone gets what was it?
An extra d6 whenever we take a short or long rest.
Yeah, I'm just.
And oh yeah, Adavisa gained Wild Shape, which is why I made all of those animal tokens for her.
Yay.
So that she can
turn
into giant constrictor snakes and murder something.
The other thing I got was Jack of all trades, so I can add half my proficiency bonus rounded down to any ability check I make that doesn't already include a proficiency bonus.
Hey, Cass, are you looking at my stream?
I'm not, no, but I can. Hang on.
Go look at my stream.
There we go. What am I looking at? Oh, no! I did the thing again. Fuck! I did the thing again. Fuck.
What have you done?
I was on the tab that's my Discord as opposed to the bot.
Oh my god.
Right, okay. I got it. What am I looking at?
Alright, see, I clicked on this little cog here on my character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
And you scroll all the way down. Here it says Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Click it.
Hang on a sec. Move, cat. Please move.
Click it, and then it'll automatically apply it to all your skills. Instead of you having to fucking figure it out.
Good shit.
Good stuff.
Alright,
now get off my character sheet, you creep.
I was just being nosy.
Yeah.
Are you watching the stream, Ryu, or are you going to leave it?
Good talk.
Good talk. He's dead.
Good.
Oh, I was muted, that's why. Yeah, I'll watch the stream. Give me a sec. Let me turn this Twitch off.
Right. Okay. So we were going back in the cart to town.
But yeah, so they're like skulks off and like, how are you traveling? Are you gonna like go off road? I assume you're gonna go off road, like through the tall grass and whatever like you can find to like keep yourself hidden. You're probably not just gonna go along the road.
Well, it depends. I mean, is the mill? Are there like a line of buildings leading to the mill? Because if so, I'll just walk along the rooftops.
So from where you're at, like the fawn, which is still like in the shot, is probably like continuing to burn down in the background as the cart heads off in one direction and you prepare to head off in the other. The fawn is kind of at the edge of town where there's a few other like small buildings around, like shops and like homes. And then beyond here, it's kind of more of those like open fields that we described before, filled with like crops and lined with like stony, like stacked stone fences and like the occasional like tree for shade for the farmers. And then like in the distance down towards the river's edge, you can see where the like probably like the very top of like the kind of tower part of the mill is. So it's like kind of open ground with like tallish like ground foliage that you might be able to take advantage of.
Is the mill on the water?
Yeah, it's down by the water's edge.
Okay, well then can I just go submerge myself in the river and just kind of have my eyes like
Oh no,
poking
like
up out of the river?
the road is like heading towards the river. You're like on a like a perpendicular path heading down to the river.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I'll just walk through the tall grass.
Sure.
Fucking belly. What's Jesus? What's it
Commando
called?
crawl.
Army commando crawl. Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking like drop into like the tall grass and just disappear, like, or at least that's the intention, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
do I need a stealth check or something?
Yeah, give me a stealth roll. Let's see how you're doing.
Pretty good.
Hey.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so you all like kind of have this discussion about like what you're gonna do, and Vert's like, I'm gonna go on ahead in that voice that you do.
I will go on ahead.
There we go. And then like you blink, and then he's just like gone, right? Like he just disappears into the tall grass. You know, for the rest of you, you kind of like you load into the cart and you head back towards the town square. It doesn't take you more than like a minute or two to catch up, and you kind of like just. I assume you just pull Vasha and Hastarine like up into the back of the cart so that they can ride along, right?
Yeah.
And you pop back over there. You know, it's a quick like cut, and then you're back, and you know Goran comes like walking up to greet you. Kind of like looks up, and he's like sees Vasha in the back, kind of leans over, and also notes the healer, and it's like, so I take it you weren't able to get any supplies from the inn then?
I hold up the half drunk drink and glad we got this at least. Like, yeah.
Kind of like gives you the side eye and then looks at Ray specifically because you're the one driving the cart.
We did manage to get a couple of things that might be of help. Not too much though. We did, however, bring a healer to help with the wounded, and this lovely lady who is the inn owner, who I believe will be able to help and organize things.
Yeah, and he kind of like does that like lifts his chin slightly like he's thinking about it and then nods and he's like, well, a healer's better than nothing and we are in need of organization. And like even as he's saying that, like Vasha's already like piling out of the back and she's like, you come help me. And they're like,
Like
she
a
like drags
collective
two
sigh
people over to like pull like the body out of the back of the cart. You know,
this big
and
massive
she's like,
collective sigh from everyone in the ground, like, oh boy.
Oh my god.
How to element.
We did
Oh
what
my
we
God.
could.
Cass, is she Aussie?
It sounds
I don't know.
like she
Maybe you
might
should hit
be.
her ass with a baton and see what happens. Oh.
Listen,
yeah,
how
like-
fast does she walk?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, she's definitely like West Wing, like walking, talking with purpose,
Motherfucking
right?
Ozzy.
She's just like, all right, we need to get everything together. We need to get the wagons lined up. We need to make sure that the supplies are properly divided. You start stacking those crates. Who's got the swords? You know, just like falling into like natural leadership position because like as we established last time, she has like noble descent, right? So she's just acting like this is normal.
Sweetie, are you having flashbacks?
God.
Yep.
Let's have a nice little stroll through, and he's gone.
Right, and so that all taken care of, you know, like Hasterian like kind of like does the sign language thing at you, which you don't quite fully understand, but it gives you like a big smile, and it's like clear that you know
They're
happy
happy.
enough that they're here rather than it a burning in, and then takes off to go deal with what wounded people are present, and that kind of leaves the rest of you open to like go catch up with Vert, who we cut back over to, and you are in the process of like you know belly crawling through the foliage, and you make it. You probably make it about halfway to the mill when you start hearing the sound of voices coming from the road nearby.
Oh my god. Is it dark at this point?
Yeah, it is. It is definitely like dark, and there's still like a fair amount of like smoke and
Oh fuck yeah.
smog in the air.
Easy there.
Listen. Listen. I want to
Keep it in your
like
pants.
listen, I don't want to like just let them know I'm there. Can I wait for the cart to get close and then like fucking Ocean's 11 crawl up under it?
Oh, sure, no. Like when the cart catches up, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
The situation that
Oh,
that you
boy.
find yourself in dealing with right now is you hear what sounds like a woman's voice, but like it's like somewhere between like an adult woman and like a child because it's like a very like small sounding voice. And she's just like, I don't care what you want. You just have to carry the supplies. You're supposed to be my helper. And then like you just hear like a groan in response, and just like, if I knew it was going to be like this, I think I would have found a different job. And like it's a pair of people who are clearly like walking down the road, and if you poke
Mhm.
your head up enough to get a good look, you see there's this halfling woman who's like carrying like a torch to like light the way in front of them, and then this kind of like tall lanky human with like black hair, like cut short, who's got kind of like Asiatic features, who's got like a wooden like pole across his shoulders, and then there's like a basket hanging from each end of the pole that are like clearly laden with like food supplies and like grain and stuff that they've managed to like shove into two like large like burlap sacks that he's being forced to carry like he was an oxen, and the bags are just kind of like bouncing on the end of this like slightly flexible pole as he tries to keep from tripping and falling over while trying to keep up with a halfling who's like hustling as fast as her short legs will carry her.
Are they obviously heading towards the center of town?
Yeah, they're headed towards the town square.
Hmm. 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 How close are they?
I mean, you can get as close as you'd like. Like they don't have the passive perception to beat your stealth check.
Hmm. Okay. I'm just gonna like stop as they pass and see if he trips over anything.
Yeah,
He-
no, he
If he trips, those bags are mine.
he stumbles a little bit, but he doesn't fall, right? Like he's apparently used to like being used as a beast of burden, and so like every time it seems like he's gonna like completely lose his balance and pitch over, he manages to do that thing where he kind of like staggers forward and like plants both of his feet and then gets his balance back under himself and straightens back up. But that means that the halfling keeps getting a little bit further away from him, and then she has to stop and turn around. And she's like, "Come on, lazy bones, we need to get to town."
Okay. Hmm. I'm. Okay. I am going to like.
And here's okay, just let me point out one thing, just as a refresher. Like, and this may be completely in character for Vert to just like be suspicious and not want to approach these people. You do know from last time, I'm pretty sure I told you that the person who owns the mill is a female halfling, and that she had
Thanks.
a human male assistant.
Do I remember her name?
Ippin, I believe I told you was her name.
Okay. Cool.
And her assistant's name is Pal, because no one can pronounce his actual Chinese-derived name.
Okay. Cool. In that case, remembering that because I totally forgot, I will in fact step out in front of them instead of behind, and
Give them a heart attack.
give them a heart attack. No weapons, no anything like that, but creepy deer man,
Right.
suddenly appearing in the road.
A creepy ranger with antlers just appears out of
Yeah.
the darkness in like the very edge of the torchlight. Like, imagine like she's berating him again, and she turns back around and she's got the torch held up, and it's just like the radius of light is just far enough that it's barely illuminating you, and otherwise you're just like drenched in shadow.
You should roll deception and see if she actually notices it's you, or if she's gonna shit herself.
Demon! The demon! Nah!
Right, and I think God, like, do you say anything as you appear, or are you just standing there in the dark like a creeper?
Not until she notices me.
Yeah, okay, so she turns back around and she sees you wearing your, like, ranger getup. At least you're not transformed, but you've still got,
Yes.
like antlers in your regular form, I believe.
I do.
And yeah, she just kind of like jumps in that way that like it's like the fucking like, or no, it's the scared emote that like Lalafell have, right? Where she just starts like jumping up and down and like looking back and forth, just like, what the fuck, pal, do something. Mom! And he looks up and he's just like, what the fuck? And he's just, is it a demon? And he's like cowering, like while still trying to hold these 2 bags full of food, just like, what do I do?
What was her name again?
Her name's Ippin.
Ippin.
Ippon.
Ip man.
Ipman. Ippin. And Pal. I presume.
Yeah, and like she's just like, oh god, it knows our names, and then Pal is just like, don't steal my soul. It's not worth very much.
Oh god, I should fuck with them, but
Do it.
I'm neutral evil, not evil neutral.
Oh.
Womp womp.
Or not chaotic neutral.
Right.
So what I will do instead is, you're supposed to be at the inn or at the mill.
The mill, yeah.
Yeah, and she kind of like, you say that, and I think it kind of like dawns on her that like you're not like growling or saying, I mean, like your voice is gravelly, but you're not growling or like threatening their lives. Yeah, and you're acting like a person rather than what she presumes a demon or a devil would be like. And so she kind of like she's not fully calm, and she doesn't trust you necessarily, but she kind of like stops panicking, and she's just like, well, in case you hadn't noticed, there's been a disaster, and we heard the bell, so we decided to grab some supplies and head towards the town square. I'm telling you this because if you're gonna rob us, all we have is food.
A tempting offer, but no. Why are you not in a cart? Surely you have a cart for hauling goods?
Well, that part is complicated, and it involves leathery bat-like creatures that killed our oxen.
I see. And these bat-like creatures are currently at the mill?
Yeah, she nods and she's like, they are. And Pal says, I don't know about bats. I think they were more like chickens.
Fucked up chickens with wings.
Chickens. You ran from chickens.
And he's like, well, I mean, they don't have any feathers, and they're just like all skin and like teeth, and
Does that not make you the chicken?
God.
I mean, I'd like to think of myself as a mouse scurrying away into a convenient hole, but I guess.
Well, it's certainly not safe on the road.
Yeah. She's like, well, I mean, if
If you fucking
You-
jumped out, then God, I guess it's not.
Yep.
yeah, and she's just like, I mean, of course we understand that. That's why we're trying to hurry, and then you popped out and waylaid us. So like, we could go on, or I guess if you want to help us, maybe we could go back and try to get some more supplies. But you don't really have a cart either. And I think it's about this time that we hear like the clop 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 of the horse like coming back
Oh,
with like
fuck yes.
the wagon.
Hold on. I've got great hearing. They probably can't hear it before I can hear it. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
fuck with them. I'm gonna fuck with them hard.
It's like fucking with people.
And you would be mistaken again.
How do you figure?
Clop, 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 clop.
Yeah, so like she's like giving you that quizzical look, and then like it gets close enough that she can hear it, and then like you probably like one of you in the cart probably has like a torch of your own that you're using to kind of like light the road and just like make sure that you know where you're going.
That
And-
would probably be me. Like,
Yeah, it's like boasting boss, like you're the doof warrior, right? Just like blowing like fire out of your mouth because you just all see and
I mean, my
whiskey
breath
and
is like
chaos.
90% alcohol at this point. Like,
Oh my
fuck.
god.
But no, like you probably you're sitting in the front holding the torch because Vert isn't in the front seat anymore.
Yeah.
And so she sees the cart and she sees the torch and she looks between it and she looks between you, Vert, and she's just like, I don't think I like you very much.
I don't like me very much either. We're stuck with what we're stuck with, aren't we?
It's like, yeah, ain't that the truth? And Pal's just like, yeah, tell me about it. And he's just like looking at the back of Ippin's head, just like,
Perhaps you would like to join me and my associates in relieving your mill of its problems.
yeah, you know what? I think we would. You've got a wagon. We might be able to get some more of the supplies out. I'd like the rest of you probably like you're close enough to hear this conversation at this point as she says, and there's another guy that lives near the inn who just like refuses to leave. Maybe you can convince him to come with us too.
Listen, as the cart gets closer, right? Like I'm sure they can hear me. I still want to disappear and like go under the cart so that the party has like they heard me, but where the fuck did I go, you know?
Right, no, like absolutely. Like you're like yeah, and she's like she turns back to Pal as she's saying that, right? Like, yeah, maybe they can help us like convince that one guy to come with us, you know, because it would suck if we just left him out there. Like I think he could fight. And she turns back and you're gone. Right? And
Nice.
the wagon comes rolling up and yeah, like you Batman the animated series like back into the grass. And the cart comes rolling up, and like you heard Vert talking, but like he's suddenly like you don't see him anywhere. There's just this halfling who's like turning in circles. Like, where'd the guy with the antlers go?
Right, but like, wait, I thought I heard his voice. Like, was he here? Like, what? Did you see which way he went?
If you guys want to try to figure out where he is, you could make perception checks, but you're gonna have to beat a 20 apparently.
I mean, I'm not gonna do it. Fuck. Someone else.
I can do it. That would be pretty terrible, though.
Where are
Well.
you at, Vert? Because
it's fucking
somebody
holiday.
knows where you're at.
Who knows?
Hillary rolled a 23.
Nice.
Oh damn.
When she looks under the car, I'll just go very softly. Hello.
Well, maybe you want to stop messing with everybody and hop on the cart, yeah?
Fine.
It was almost the perfect plan, but then Mom Cleric was just like, not having
Right?
any of this.
I look at you with like a
that.
kind of look that lets you know like I know how to coach my man. Like last time I tried to run in to get more drinks, she wouldn't let me either. Like just stopping us for like making all the bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Shit,
Yeah.
did we still have the body in the cart? Did we leave it?
No,
No, they unloaded that back at
Okay, that's fine.
the town square to take care of that. So yeah, you could pick up the owner of the mill and her assistant, like they climb in the back. Like there, you could either continue walking alongside, or you can climb in the back as well.
No, I'll get in the cart. It's faster.
Yeah, and
so I'll
and-
vacate the front seat and jump in the back. So like you're
Yeah.
obviously better sitting up front.
Aye.
and Ippin just kind of like is standing in the back with like her hands like on the seat back, like kind of like peering over the top of it. Because I mean, keep in mind she's not any taller than Boasting Ba is,
Aye.
and she's just like, so I guess you're friends with the antler guy.
I mean, if you want to call it that, forced acquaintances, I would say. Like,
Ah, yeah, no, I understand that one. So anyway, we were headed to the town square because, you know, we heard the bell and we grabbed what we could, and we were gonna bring more, but these things like came flying out of the sky and killed our oxen. So yeah, you might want to be careful when we get there because they might still be hanging around. Like we just kind of like snuck away, hoping that they wouldn't kill us too.
yeah, there's been a lot of that going on.
It's our day in a nutshell.
Oh, you've been dealing with a lot of this kind of thing?
I mean,
You could say so.
I'll drink to that, motherfucker.
She's like, oh, good. Well, at least we encountered some experts or whatever.
So in the middle of this conversation, I'll turn around and go to Ippin. So, where is this other person that you wanted to pick up?
Oh, yeah, there's a little house that's kind of like, you follow the path down to the water's edge, and then you keep kind of going, and there's this half-orc that, like, built a little cottage that overlooks the water, and I guess he used to be some kind of fighter or something, but he just hangs out and writes stories in books, and you know, like the kids like listening to him when he tells his tales, but we tried to get him to come along with us, and he just said that, you know, if the devils come for him, they come for him. It's just how it is. And well, I mean, if he dies, he dies. But I don't know. It seems like a shame to just leave him out there. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll just agree and be like, yeah, absolutely. Can't leave nice guys to die.
Yeah, right. So, I guess let's go, huh?
So I assume she's just gonna give me directions and etc.
Yeah, and so you just like continue on down the road, and you know, we kind of like have a little bit of like a camera follow of like the cart and your horses like continuing to make your way, and there's probably like, you know, no sound from the group, but you know, a bit more like idle chatter, and then like the next like close in shot is as you're kind of like approaching like the complex that is the mill, right? Like there's probably like Ippin's like actual house, and then there's like the actual like mill building, which is like situated at the water's edge because it's got like a water wheel, and then there's like a barn, and it's all kind of like around like a central area that's like wide open where people would obviously like bring in their wagons to like leave off their grain to have it milled, and then they would like come back and pick up the flour or whatever needs to be like taken to the town square, right?
Mhm.
And there's probably like a fenced in area where like there should have been like, well, I shouldn't say there should have been, like there are definitely like the corpses of some pigs, and like you can see where like they had let the oxen out and were leading it towards like a wagon that's sitting near the barn, and like the oxen is just like dead and like scraped up and picked apart. And as you kind of look around, at first, like you don't see anything else, right? Like it's kind of like a bloody, like confusing scene of carnage, but you don't see the cause. But you start hearing this weird, like quasi like clucking sound that just like seems to be emanating from like the open barn door.
What the cluck?
Yes.
Okay. What do my elf eyes see? Actually, do you know what? No. Just to be a little bit different, I'm going to cast Dancing Lights.
All right.
Just
Are you
to.
just Are you? Where are you? So you have a range of 120 feet. Where are you casting it in particular? Are you casting it over near the barn? Are you casting it near where you guys are at?
Well, I can create up to 4 of them.
Okay.
So probably just general illumination. So one near
Sure.
us, one where the carnage was. One towards the. Did you say it was a barn?
Yeah, like there's a barn in the area, and that seems to be where you hear most of this kind of like unusual sound coming from, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, no, hang on. I can't actually do that.
Jeez.
I don't have the components for it.
What's the components?
VS and
Well, okay, so you have like verbal and somatic, which is like speech or
speech and
singing.
hand signal things.
Yeah, and then
It needs a medium. So I need a bit of
a
phosphorus.
bit of phosphorus, witchwood, or a glowworm. Like that shit. Like, okay, so here's the thing about spell components, right? Like, you have a spell casting focus, quote unquote, which is your musical instrument. Any spell component that doesn't have a gold piece value listed, like Identify has a component required, which is a pearl valued at 100 gold pieces.
Right.
You can cast a spell that has a material component using your spell casting focus without having to supply the material component, as long as the material component doesn't have a listed value.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Which for
like,
you is an instrument.
yeah, so like we could frame this as you take out your flute or whatever and you play like, you know, a light little ditty or whatever, and like the lights literally like come out of the flute as like glowing musical notes or whatever, if you want to go like full cheese doodle with it.
Yeah, let's go full cheese doodle. Fuck it.
Right. So you put one like over like near you guys, and one kind of over by the dead oxen, and like, do you put like one over by where like the pigs died, and then one
Yeah.
over by the
Yeah.
barn?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's these like different like musical notes, and they're like probably like quarter notes and whole notes, and like the different pieces of the music like visualized as these kind of like
shit, sorry.
floating like
This
glowing
flute is a
music
mock
notes.
weapon.
And oh, sorry, go ahead.
What did you say, Avisa? Sorry.
I said, "Oh God, your flute is a Mog weapon."
Oh God, it is,
It is.
isn't it? But yeah, and so like, hang on one second. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue.
The maledictus Mog flute.
I was debating that or just literally do 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 do.
No.
Oh no.
Yes. 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 Ah.
Okay, but yeah, so let's think about how would these critters respond to what you have done.
Poorly, I guess. Like,
Realize they fucked up and fly. Yeah, realize they fucked up and fly away.
or like
That
No.
sounded a
finally
bit
see
too
what the
easy.
fuck's going on, and then see
They're
us and be
not.
like, die, die, die.
They are not particularly bright.
Start trying to attack the musical fucking notes in the air.
Right. No, like I think that's probably what happens here. So let's say I'm like messing with another window here real quick to kind of like try to quickly set this up. Draw shape. Shitty MS Paint drawings, go!
Yay!
Oh wait, no, I have just like a... Monsters... Sorry about this, I should have been more prepared, but...
It's okay. We understand that you've been playing shitloads of Hades to deal with your crippling problems.
Quick question. See that silver sword that's in the party loot? Is that a short sword, basically?
There's a
Oh, we were
short sword
talking about
and
this.
a long sword both.
Yeah. So, can I like yoink that short sword, basically?
Yeah,
roll it.
I'll update the sheet if you put it on
I
your...
see no reason not to. Okay, so you've got like this kind of like dancing light situation, and like you put one over by this oxen, and I need to move a couple of these guys. And then I will bring you over to my shitty battle map page. You should be able to see yourselves all kind of down at the bottom here. Like, assume this where your tokens are is where your wagon is. You've pulled up. You've got this, like, dead oxen up here. Like, the blue rectangle will stand in for, like, the front of the barn. And these, weird-looking...
Void
like,
chickens.
creatures with, like, fucking... like toothy looking like xenomorph-esque mouths, like when the light appears near the oxen's corpse, like their fucking wings like split open, like on their backs, like we see it in like the camera. You guys don't necessarily see it, but the audience would. And they like fly down from the roof of the barn and like both dive bomb this light and then like hit the ground and start hopping around it in a manner that is not so dissimilar from like watching a chicken, as they kind of like try to like flutter up and like attack and like peck at the light, where in this case peck would be like bite it with their razor sharp teeth.
Well, that would be hilarious if it wasn't so horrifying.
Agreed. Like,
Agreed.
Right. And here is a better look at what the creature in question
oh my
looks
god!
like.
What the fuck?
as they're continuing, like they're not
Nope.
really paying attention to you right now because they're very distracted by the light. Like they seem as smart as like an idiotic chicken would be, right? And they're
That's
just like
horrifying.
making this terrible like sound somewhere between like a demonic cackle and a chicken's cluck.
That's not horrifying at all. What the fuck?
So they're basically Canadian geese.
Yeah, you know what? Sure.
They're assholes. Fuck. No, we have to kill
Peace.
them.
Peace was never an option.
Hog, 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 hog.
Listen,
Oh,
if you take, let me take this moment to honk in the chat real quick. Honk.
Canada geese are terrifying.
Perfect.
But yeah, so they're just like hopping and like fluttering around, and like as they continue making noise, you hear like an answering like echo of the same sound coming from inside the barn. So clearly there must be more of them that have yet to like emerge and to make themselves known.
Oh my god. It's the ending of that Left 4 Dead season, except it's demon chickens instead of zombies.
Oh wow.
They should have said mine instead. Mine?
Mine,
Mine?
mine, mine, mine. So yeah, that's the situation you find yourself in. As of yet, they're not paying direct attention to you, but if you leave it long enough, they will eventually notice you and probably come for your horses, if not for you. So, what do you do?
I roll perception to see if there's any sign of where this person is, the person we're looking for is.
So they're not. Their
You're
home
okay.
isn't immediately right here, right?
Oh.
Like you would have to like.
Sorry,
continue
is this on the way? That's my bad.
Yeah, like you stopped
Sorry.
at the mill, and then the cottage where this half orc that they kept telling you about is like nearby, but it's not like right here.
Okay, no, sorry, that's my bad. Okay.
No, that's fair.
Okay, well,
Yeah, and I think Ippin like is like looking over the back of the seat, like, and she's like pointing with her like chubby hand, and she's like, "There, see those things? They killed my oxen."
let me just. Oh, are we still doing the 30 feet rule on this map, yeah? I assume.
30 feet of movement. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I'm gonna go here.
So you hop down from the wagon and start approaching.
Yeah. Fuck. My sheet's in the way. Sorry. One sec.
It's all good.
I think it was back here. We'll see. Okay, one to the left. I hate roll
On the left.
Right. And from here, I am. As soon as I can find it. Are they within range?
Depends on what you're doing.
They are in range.
Because I think most of your spells exceed like
60 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was looking for. So, here we go again, boys.
So you're throwing out the vicious mockery, huh?
Yep. So I'm gonna specifically I'm gonna go for this. Oh, God damn it.
Okay.
Roll 20. This one.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna stand here and try and get their attention, screaming, "Wow! Oh, man, I had your mother for breakfast!"
Oh my god. And your
Okay.
sister.
I honk in your general direction, so.
Honk.
What's your save DC? Actually, no, it doesn't matter. They will take the full damage. So go ahead and roll me a d4.
One sec. Hey!
Wow. All right. Like
Nice.
leading off with like a good like full intensity damage. Yeah. So you walk up, you yell at the chicken. It like looks up from what it's doing and it notices that you're there, and it's like opens its mouth and it like makes this terrible like screeching noise with all of its like sharp needle-like teeth bared at you, and like its tongue sticks out and is lashing around like just like weird like slobber like spraying in every direction. Like it's clearly irritated by what you've done, and you've clearly like wounded it on some deep psychic level. And as you like yell and make yourself known, you hear like an echoing screech of like the same kind of like anger and like panic sound coming from inside the barn. And then I guess we're gonna go ahead and roll for initiative.
Oh boy.
Let me clear
Here
the
I go
turn
killing
order.
again.
Okay, turn order's clear.
Lucina and Cyane are not on the page, it looks like.
Are they not? I thought
Yeah,
they were
they
down
are,
at the
mate.
bottom.
Oh, maybe I'm just zoomed in too far?
Yeah, sometimes if things are close to the edge and you're at a weird angle, like tokens kind of vaguely disappear.
Yeah, we're both on there.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
I'm not far behind.
Oh, did you click your token?
Oh god
Oh
damn
shit.
it.
That's alright. Just click your token, roll again, and then take the roll. Just type it in. I feel like the game is being really mean to you.
I am not surprised.
These things happen sometimes.
Sometimes it do be like that.
People don't think it'd be like it do, but it is.
RNGesus has always hated me. I'm used to it.
Wow, that 4.14 for
Yeah.
Ray.
Yeah.
That sucks.
He screams so much he's now out of breath. Like.
All right,
Clearly
so, well,
unsettled by the fucking like response the thing had.
at the top of the initiative round, we have Siani. These things are like screeching and like flapping their weird, like fleshy demon wings, and like sounds like there's more of them nearby.
I was actually 815. I just rolled
Oh.
again because I didn't select my token.
Oh, sorry.
I forgot to edit it.
Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, all right. Let me. 8, you said?
Hmm.
It's kind of depressing to do.
Okay, well. Lucina, same thing.
Yes.
Terrible flappy skin devil.
Well, they gotta die.
They should be within anything that's got 60 foot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, yeah. I don't even think this map is, like, particularly large. It's like 120 by 120. All right.
Gonna pull the dead on the one on the left.
The one that has already taken damage, I presume.
Yep.
You point at one
Makes-
creature you see within range. of
Finish it off.
Alright, wisdom save. Your save DC is...
Oh, that's cool.
Is it 13?
Yeah.
That's legit a really good move. Holy shit.
It's a good spell. Okay, he's gonna take damage, so go ahead and roll me that,
Sweet,
D12.
sweet one. Oh!
Oh, rip.
I'm sorry for your
Yeah.
loss.
Tried.
So, we hear... So, like... Does everybody hear the sound of the bell, or is it just your target?
It fills the air around the target.
Well, yeah, I mean, I allow players to frame their own spells, right? Like,
Okay.
I would imagine an ominous looking bell like appearing above my target and clanging, and that it kind of like echoes out away from my target.
Right, okay, cool. So like you see this like ghostly like vision of like cathedral bells with like the skull on it or whatever that like rings and like the sound waves emanate out and like the thing like freaks the fuck out, right? And like clearly there's probably like blood that like seeps out of like the corner of its mouth because you've definitely heard it, but it's still not dead yet.
One
Okay,
stubborn son of a bitch.
So Hun, real quick.
Yeah.
You didn't actually roll 1d12. You rolled 1, 2, which is 3.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
What?
yeah, okay, roll
You,
again.
you
I
didn't roll
literally took it
1d12.
from the dice roller.
Oh, okay. That's weird because it's got the wrong thing on it. Oh, I guess. Okay, yeah. Never
Okay.
mind. My bad. I'm
Yeah,
used to
shit,
it
just-
rolling. Yeah, my bad.
Okay, no, we got it. Never mind. I was gonna say, like, if it
I'm
had been
dumb.
wrong, like, I would have had her re-roll it. But yeah, okay. So, Varric, it is your turn.
Okie dokie.
oh boy, here comes that fucking shot again.
Here
Okey
comes that
doke.
fucking shot again. Actually,
Back on yo shit again.
back on my bullshit. No, we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to Hunter's Market.
Yay! Hunter's Mark.
Yay!
I assume he's in range.
Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark doesn't require any kind of like save or anything, right?
Let's see.
Don't believe.
I choose a creature. I have advantage on wisdom and perception checks to find them. Nope, they don't get a save.
Okay, so what does Hunter's Mark look like?
It looks like. Hold on.
I was gonna say I don't have like a good like target icon, so I'll just use that. So that is your. I assume you're designating the one that's already taken damage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I put the little marker on him. So yeah, you throw out the Hunter's Mark, you stick it there, and then that's a bonus action, yeah?
Yes. Whoops.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him a
Yes, I am with the no, he's already hurt. I'm not gonna sharpshooter it. I'll just
not gonna
regular
risk
roll.
the sharp shot.
Nope. I
Oh.
should have though.
All right, so you hit.
And it does 16 damage.
Okay, so yeah, you. I'm trying like you're just shooting like regular arrows, right, or like silver tipped arrows.
No,
I
if
guess.
these are demons and I know they're demons, I would be using the silver arrows.
Yeah,
I've
so
been ammo tracking them as such.
Yeah, so you and remember like you can recover like up to like half of your expended ammunition after a fight, right? So
Yeah.
but yeah, so you fire on the thing. I don't know, like what's the shot that you take? Like how precise are you when you kill this creature?
So having leveled up and learned this ability to mystically mark a thing, I'm gonna be like, oh god, you ever seen the fucking mecha animes where they got the two little fucking circle-y things that they gotta line up in order to
Oh right,
like doing that.
You align the two like target lock like
Yeah.
indicators, and then it
Yeah,
like
so,
flashes red.
Yeah, so I got to align my eyes with the hunter's mark because it's an actual mark, I think, that I can see. You know, and
Yeah.
just trying to hit the bullseye.
It's high and noon.
Yeah, like
It's 3:30 a.m.
it's 7:48, and then yeah, you let the arrow go, and it just like slams into the body of this like abyssal chicken, and it just like immediately like bowls back like a foot or two, and then just like has dropped over dead.
1.
Oh, he's counting again.
This motherfucker.
Here I go counting again. Listen, I have to know how many.
Bossing ba.
Right. So how do I check like how far like shit is and stuff?
Okay,
Fourth one
so-
down on the menu, on like the menu up top left. Just click it. It's a ruler. You can click and hold.
Ah.
The other thing you can do if you're just tracking your own movement is if you pick up your token and then like you hit spacebar, I think, or is it? Oh dang it! There's a way to like do. Oh, it's right click. You can pick up your token, and while you're holding your token, you can right click to like
Oh,
draw a
fuck.
line behind you that indicates like how far
Oh,
you're moving.
neat.
So, just in case you wanted to know. And I think
Alright.
you have a 25-foot movement, I believe, as a halfling.
Aye, but I got an extra 10 foot because I'm all level up.
Oh right, that's right. You're a monk. You run fast.
Yeah.
Run!
Even still, it'll take you probably like a double move
Yeah.
to get up there. And
So like, if I use dash, then do I get like extra movement for that as well?
so basically,
And that would be, like, my-
you can't. Can you spend key to dash as a bonus?
I can use
Step of the
one key
wind.
point. Yeah, for step of the wind.
Okay. So yeah, if you dash, you basically get to take your movement again. So in theory, because you'd be going 35, you would be able to get to, yeah, basically right where you would be able to get in melee range of the one that's still alive if you spend a key point to dash as a bonus action, and then you'd still have your standard to at least attack once.
Yeah. I'll do that then. I'll spend one key. And
Right.
I'll move up there.
Fucking fast little halfling. Just
Right.
like,
Just imagine him like fucking rolling his way over there like fuck.
oh my god, you're like the fat kid from a Hook. You just like roll yourself into a ball and just like
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog your way across the ground.
Right, so yeah, I'll do that shit and then like I'll straight up attack him with the small sword.
Give him a stabbing with your short sword.
Yeah.
All right, that will hit.
Ooh.
All right, good solid strike. You have any like? Did your monk school like teach you like specific like sword techniques, or are you just kind of like clumsily like hacking away with this thing because you know it's
No.
useful?
Like so he's got fucking proficiency in like the normal martial weapons and stuff, so he's not like
Yeah.
an expert or anything, but he knows what he's doing. He knows what size the fucking pointy end basically.
Okay, so yeah, you're
he's not getting any
very,
special moves. Yeah.
very functional like martial training. So like
Yeah.
like competent stabs and slashes, but nothing like no
Nothing
crouching
fancy.
tiger, hidden
Yeah,
dragon,
yeah,
like wuxia
yeah.
shit. Okay, I got you. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
you give like a couple of good like thrusts, and like the abyssal chicken is like hopping around trying to like avoid your silvered blade, but like eventually you get like one good stab on it, and like this kind of like really kind of disgusting like black brackish liquid that stands in for this creature's blood like oozes out of the wound, and it's moving much slower now. Like it is in terrible shape, but still alive. And that may be a problem for you, because in the next moment you hear like more of that screeching and clucking coming from within the barn. And then you just see several of these creatures come rolling out through the open door.
I'm in danger.
Posting ball at it again, God.
I won't have them all attack you, because that seems like it would be unfair.
Well, I mean, I'm standing next to this fucking dead cow and I'm pretty small, so maybe some of them wouldn't notice me.
Yeah.
Are you covered in its blood?
I mean, no. I hope
You
not.
smell
'cause
like
it
shit.
sounded-
I mean, you still have a
Probably,
bonus
yeah,
action.
fine.
Do you want to get covered in this blood?
No, I don't have a bonus action because I used my key for the dash.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So yeah, several of these boys come hopping out of the barn. Like a few of them like open their kind of like weird fleshy wings and like flap into the air, and some of them fly towards the wagon and the horses and the rest of you. Two of them head straight for Bosing Ba though, because he is the closest living target. And they are gonna make their attacks against our halfling friend. What is your armor class again, just so I know?
15.
Okay. So you will take 4 points of damage as the one that you just stabbed with your sword bites you.
Okay.
And then the other two miss. And another hit for another 4 points of damage.
Okay.
As you're basically, it's just like these leaping, like fleshy, like chicken creatures, just all teeth and claws, are just like flailing away at you, like, you know, kill the halfling, kill the halfling.
Yeah,
And then the other
it's like
three,
a frantic attack on me, basically. Like,
yeah, it's like if you've ever seen what it looks like when a bunch of angry hens like start trying to attack a farmer or whatever. It's terrifying.
yeah.
And it's literally that, but these things don't have feathers. And instead of beaks, they
Fucking
have like needle sharp teeth.
freaky ass little chickens, man.
Siani.
Okay. Hell is broken loose. So. And Zioni's probably still wiped out from barn smoke and.
Yeah, you've still got a little bit of that fatigue on you.
I am going to. Could probably hit those from crossbow.
Oh no.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Again.
I think you're probably within range. Yeah, you should be in range of any of the ones that are currently approaching you.
Yeah, I'll do the one on the right.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. Should just be able to click crossbow there on your character sheet. Yeah, that will hit.
Holy shit.
And then, yeah. Okay, cool. 4 points of damage. Yeah, you let loose a crossbow bolt that... Oh my god. Go away. Fucking Amber Alert just popped up on my phone. Yeah, you let loose a crossbow bolt that, like, slams into the chicken as it's, like, gliding through the air towards you, and so, like, it catches it in the wing, and it, like, kind of flips over to one side and, like, plows into the dirt, and then just hops back up and, like, screeches angrily. Like, clearly hurt, but not dead. Do you have anything that you can do with your bonus action, or is that your turn?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No,
Sounds...
nothing really.
All right, so we go to Ray. You being the first one to approach the situation, but not the most hurt, it turns out. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna keep things really simple. You've just put a fucking arrow into that one, so. Oh, shit.
You're gonna move on up.
I'm gonna move on up, and seeing as I've got no spell slots left, I'm just gonna stab it.
Actually, I think you gained a spell slot when you leveled up.
Did I actually get one?
Yeah.
Did you give me that or?
Let me look at your sheet.
No, I've got 3, but I couldn't remember if you.
Yeah, so like you gained. You should have 1 spell left because you gained a spell slot when you leveled up that you haven't spent. So.
Well, we're not. I'd rather not use it because it's looking like it's gonna be a while before we get a long rest.
Okay, no, that's fair.
So I'll just go for a cheeky wee bit of finesse.
Alright. Got you a 15. That will definitely hit.
Oofed.
Alright. So, how dramatically do you kill this abyssal chicken?
So I run towards it and pull my rapier out and point it upwards like, haha.
Aha!
And then I did like a hop and a skip and a jump around it, and I dive to dodge like an attack from it, and rolling across the ground. And then I just sprint full pelt and just shove it right down its goddamn throat.
Right, so a good like a lunge with the rapier like into its open mouth, and like the
Yup.
tip like comes out the back, and then it's another one of those like foot on the corpse as you like kick it away.
Yep.
Nice.
And then I will.
I think you've got like one bardic inspiration left.
Yeah, I don't want to use it though. I want to keep it. 'Cause
Fair enough.
I know we've still got stuff to do. So, um, give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna go over what I've got.
Sure.
Can I roll intimidation to try and get the attention of the one across there? In the middle?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Nope.
Well, I mean, I'll make a wisdom save and see how he feels about it.
I literally
okay.
rolled a 2.
So what do you say? Do you just like scream at it, or do you like actually say something?
No, I make sure that so the thing I just killed obviously made a lot of noise as I put a fucking
Right.
rapier through it. So I'm just gonna sort of pull up its head a little bit from the ground and just go, "Heard this was your mum."
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the bard is just full of your mom jokes. Great. But yeah, no, it turns like you do that, and that middle like abyssal chicken like turns and it looks at you, and then like, well, you think it's looking at you. It doesn't have like obviously visible eyes, but like its head like points in your direction like a fucking like pink fleshy xenomorph, and then it opens its mouth and screeches, and the tongue comes out, and like it is clearly focused on you because I rolled a 3.
Damn.
And then we're back to Lucina at the top of the order.
Alright, 1 second.
No worries. Yeah, like my dice luck is occasionally cursed, though apparently I'm quite good at killing Shanks.
Yeah, you're pretty fucking skilled at killing me. I must say.
Oh boy.
Mind you, still got those potions on your Shanks.
I was going to say that they have like at least one healing potion on there.
Yeah, you do have a healing potion on you, and I personally go with the house rule that you can chug a potion as a bonus action, because like otherwise people never fucking use them in combat because it takes a standard normally.
Toll of the Dead again. Oh boy.
Yep,
Would I just add that
on the
potion in my equipment list then?
Toll that dead. So the one that boss stabbed, or okay, so this one actually, the closer one. Gotcha. I know they gave you one. I just don't know if you added it to your sheet or not. James.
I didn't. I'll do that now actually.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
DC 13 Wisdom save.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage because it does not make that save.
He hasn't taken any damage yet, has he?
He is not.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so again, we see the ominous bell, the ringing, the emanation of the sound waves. The creature, like, freaks out and is just, like, hopping around in a circle trying to figure out what's going on. But again, you know, a little bit of injury, but no kill. And then I don't know if you had anything you wanted to do with your bonus action or not.
I don't currently have anything I can do for it, so no.
Cool. Vert. Gotta move your hunter's mark with your bonus?
I am. I'm gonna move it to Well, I guess it's close to the end of the day. I don't feel so bad. I'm gonna move it to this guy.
Okay.
I'm going to move 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 up here and try to shoot that guy.
Okay.
Let me.
I'm gonna let you know. Well, because like sharpshooter gives you like proof against cover, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you necessarily have to take the heart. Like, I think you can, like, Vert as a hunter, I think would be able to deduce that you probably don't have to take the hard shot to kill these guys with the benefit of your hunter's mark on average. In
Oh,
case that matters.
I'm not so much worried about the hard shot. I'm setting up the best shot for this.
Gotcha. Oh no, are you gonna do the thing? You're doing the thing.
What the hell? Range, self, concentration. Next time you hit a creature with a.
The target of the attack, and each creature within 5 feet of it must make a dexterity saving throw. So it looks
Yeah.
like Baw's gonna fall inside of the effect radius.
Oh no, he's gonna
he
die
might-
again.
He
Yeah,
might.
Well, yeah, because he definitely will, because it's each creature, right? And you're targeting
Yup.
this one.
Yup.
So each creature within 5 feet
Shut
would be...
shooter.
Yeah,
Well, that
okay,
hits.
you hit.
Let's see here. So that guy takes 20. This guy takes 24 damage.
Okay, so he explodes.
This guy takes 8 damage.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, 8 damage. Well, if they make a dexterity saving throw, Bosing
okay.
gets a dex save also.
And it's dex for half, right?
It's dex for half.
Okay.
But
and
since Bo is a monk, he's got fucking arrow bullshit.
So you've got to roll like a D10 for like the exploding like arrow damage, right? For Hail of Thorns.
Yeah.
That's how that works. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll roll the dex saves for both of the abyssal chickens that are still alive, and Bosingbaugh can make his own.
Yeah, so that guy takes 24. This guy takes 8.
He's gonna take the 8.
Yeah, and this guy takes 8.
Okay, so and then Shanks, you want to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw just so we can see?
No, it's 14.
Okay, so
Fuck you, motherfucker.
so you are also gonna take 8, which I think is
Yeah,
enough
that's me,
to
I'm
drop
dead.
you to 0.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, so
Oh no! If
So-
only we had a cleric that could bring you back from the dead.
what does it look like? Like, what is this, like, is this, like, when you cast this spell, right, it hits the one in the middle, like, I'm assuming that the arrow, like, buries itself in the abyssal chicken, and then,
Yes.
like, the corpse explodes, and, like, do, like, vines and, like, thorns and shit emerge from it, or is it, like, more arrows come flying out? Like, what's the
Yeah,
characterization here?
So I hit the abyssal chicken with the arrow. It sinks into, like, let's call it his forehead, right? And then the
Yeah.
arrow shaft itself just, like, splinters apart like a building in an explosion, and little shards of the arrow stick into the other people's, like, eyes and shit.
Oh my gosh. So let me
My
give
clothes
you
get more tattered with holes and whatnot, you know, like.
this guy's health bar, just so you can see how much you almost killed him, but didn't quite. And then, yeah, Baw, like, you get hit with another 8 points of damage, and you...
Wait, don't you have, like, arrow catching bullshit?
Not yet. That's the next
Not
level.
yet, that's third
Ah.
level. So yeah, the arrow, like, explodes, and just, like, the hail of, like, splinters and thorns, like, spray out. It catches the one that Bosingbaugh had already stabbed, killing it as well. The other one that was attacking him takes a significant amount of damage and is leaking blood from several,
my
like,
God.
splinters embedded in his flesh. And then
And I will-
Baugh catches the full brunt of it as well and is blown
It just
backwards.
falls over. Yeah.
Yeah,
falls over
lands on
back
his
and, like,
back, this pudgy halfling with, like, a
Oh my
board,
God.
like, sticking out of his chest.
And I will say 3, 4, 5.
Right. Okay. And then, yeah. So, can I get you to make me a death saving throw, please, Mr. Ball? Yeah, okay. That's one success.
Hooray!
This chicken is gonna go after the
Listen,
person.
why are monks so squishy?
I mean,
Because I've
it's
got a
unfortunate.
shitty roll on that level up health thing.
Yeah, he rolled for health and it didn't really work out for him. Yeah, so this one knows where the attack came from, so it's gonna double move up to mate you. Can't attack you because it doesn't have an attack it can do as a bonus action, but you've got this thing literally like runs and like bounces off of like Bosing Baw's like, belly full of jelly, and like wings open up and it flies through the air like screeching as it flaps its leathery wings and comes right for your face, Vert. And I think you probably like managed to dodge out of the way as it tries to like peck you the first time and then lands in front of you, continuing to like screech and like claw, but mechanically doesn't have anything it can do to actually attack you. This boy here that you intimidated moves over to attack you, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
What is your armor class?
13.
Alright, got you dead on, so you're gonna take 5 points of damage as it bites and claws at you. And then this one is gonna go after the cleric that keeps summoning evil hell bells. And my tradition of not hitting Hillary is going to continue.
Nice.
Siani, we're back to you.
Alright. Gonna take aim with that crossbow again on the one that's going for Lucina.
Alright.
Oh
Holy
my god.
fuck!
What is this?
That is a crit.
Nice.
So you have absolutely hit. Okay, like, you've got the crit, like, how do you kill it, right? Like, you do more than enough damage to kill it. So is this, like, precision? Is this luck? Like, what's
This
the
is literally a
characterization?
precision. Sight down the crosshairs with a crossbow, take in a breath, and let fly. Right for the head.
Right, and so we get the dramatic shot like in the episode where like the camera like is looking down the sights with you, and then like as the bolt takes off flying, the camera is like immediately behind the fletching, like watching it as it wobbles through the air like tracer camera, and then just like bam right into the thing, and it just drops
Right.
dead in front of the
Into the
cleric.
face.
Like right fucking through the thing, camera turns around, and you just see the hole where the fucking arrow went through, and the thing just drops, like...
Yeah, exactly. And then like Lucina gets spattered with a little bit of the gore.
I think we
I'm
just
sure
watched an
Andy will
episode of
do a
Fire.
little fist pump.
I think we just watched an episode of Fire Force about that.
Yeah.
Right. I was actually thinking of like, I was kind of thinking of the wild sniper shot from the 3rd episode of Burn the Witch too.
Oh, I need to start watching
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we're back to Ray. You've got a whole face full of angry devil chicken.
Ah, the demons.
Mhm.
Okay, Jonathan.
You thought it was Jonathan, but it was me, Jonathan.
Oh shit, he did it. The joke is his name's Jonathan, in case anyone didn't
Yes.
know.
Ah, it's funny, so is mine.
Hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you hit.
No,
You
no wonder this is such a pink hat game.
you deal your 4 points of damage. You get a good like stab in on it. You open up like a bleeding wound, and the thing like hisses and scrapes and continues to like try to menace you.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume you're reserving your bardic inspiration, so nothing for your bonus action.
Yeah, nothing.
All right. Lucina, the chicken who attempted to attack you and failed, is now a corpse, and you've got a bit of like demon like bile spattered on your clothing, but otherwise you're free to do as you please.
Great, give me 1 second. I'm letting the dogs out real quick.
Fair enough.
That
So-
falls under Glizzy, please.
I never thought I would actually run a fight where people fought demonic chickens and then they added them to the game. So I had to. I fucking had to.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do, man.
DFC, Demonic Fried Chicken.
Mhm.
You know. Madre de Dios is el pollo diablo. And then just, like, the artwork for the Abyssal Chicken is just, like, some of the most horrifying shit I've ever seen. I was just like, you have gotta be kidding me.
Alright, I'm going to move over to help Ray since Virat has the other one pretty well handled.
Seems like, yeah.
Also, Bo is down.
Yeah, boasting ball is down.
I mean, that's fair.
It's up to you if you want to raise him or not, though.
He's got a couple turns.
I'm going to use my last level 1 spell slot to throw Healing Word at Bo, which is a bonus action, thankfully.
Cool. And he gets a maximized healing off of that, right?
Yes, because he's down.
Because he's at 0.
So, what is the?
So it
So-
should be 7.
Yeah, so you'll get 7. And I will remove the down X from you. So yeah,
And
you
then, like, shake my fist at Vert, like, God damn it, you motherfucker!
you suddenly come conscious, screaming "Fuck you, motherfucker!"
Yeah. Like, at the distance, he's actually probably just like indistinct fucking like noises coming from me.
Right. All right. Unfortunately, a 6 will not be enough to hit, so the chicken like
Oh.
dances aside from your quarterstaff. But at least Ray isn't alone.
Hooray.
Vert,
Hmm.
chicken in your face.
Chicken in my face. Little guy is screaming something at me, but I can't hear because I'm listening to this chicken.
You've
Does
got that.
attack? So does attacking from melee put me at disadvantage?
Yeah, because you don't have like weirdly like only crossbow expert gives you that like no ranged attack like melee penalty, which I've never understood. But yeah, so if you were to shoot it in melee right now, you would have disadvantage.
Okay, well that's Hunter's Market.
Oh,
Just
right.
for 2. Just for that. I'm out of spell slots, unfortunately, so I'm going to take the attack of opportunity. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. I'll swing. What's your armor class?
13.
Okay, so you'll take 5 points of damage as you retreat.
Oh no! That's a 12 to hit.
Okay, and unfortunately the arrow goes wide.
Oh no!
So yeah, the chicken like hisses at you and like kind of like ducks like bobbing like bird motion as like the arrow like streaks over it, and like it's still like very focused on you. Like if it had eyes, it would be looking at you directly with them, but it's just like, you know, like featureless xenomorph face just like right in your direction. Ba, you're up. You're able to. You could spend half of your movement to stand up.
Yeah, right. So, how much can I move now? Could I make it like over to this guy?
Let's see here. So you have 35. So you'd basically have like 20 feet of movement left. So you'd be able to make it to like there.
Okay.
You could throw a dart at it.
Yeah. So it was a bit there, right?
Yeah, right about there.
Right. Yeah, I'll like just launch a dart at it.
Yeah, that'll hit. Oh my god. Make sure. Okay, so just so you can see the health bar, just so you know that that's how much health it has left.
Yeah, and I can't
Okay.
really do anything else.
All right. So the one that you had hunters marked is gonna run after you, leaping into the air, flailing its little birdie feet, and is gonna roll a natural one. So I don't know. Do you just like duck under it? Is it like a leaps at you? Like what's the vibe, Vert?
There's a giant fan blowing in my ears.
There you go.
There we go.
Thank you. I want to like ballet pirouette around it.
Okay, so yeah, you just kind of like very gracefully move out of the way as it like comes
Yeah.
at you, all teeth and flailing claws, and like lands on the ground and turns and like hisses at you, and then like
Yes.
it probably actually like falls gracelessly to the ground and then has to struggle to get back up and then starts hissing because it rolled a natural one to try to hit you. And then
Nice.
the other one that has been, I'm gonna roll a d2. Because, like, it's got Ray sent already, but you did just hit it with a dart, so... Alright, yeah. It turns to the target that just, like, rammed a dart into its backside. Ray, you will get an attack of opportunity as it leaves your immediate sphere of influence.
I get an attack of opportunity.
You do.
Hey. Is there a specific? Did I just get the attack?
No, it just, you attack with whatever weapon you have on hand.
Which was the rapier. So.
That will hit.
Oof.
Oh. Yeah, alright, so as it turns and like hell clucks at Bosing Ba and like leaps towards him, you lash out with the rapier and like stab it through the side, and it like goes limp and slides off the end of your blade like dead on the ground. And then that brings us back around to Siani. There's only the one living target left that is continuing to pursue Vert around the open, like, courtyard of the mill complex.
You ever seen the meme of that kid being chased by the chicken? That's kind of Virt right now. Except like instead of like screaming and running around, he's just like continuously has his bow drawn and like is running backwards, trying to get out of range of the chicken.
Trying to get distance to like get a fucking clean shot out.
I've lived this meme. Growing up on the farm, like at 8 years old, I was chased by a shitload of hens, and it's terrifying.
Vert has no range. Sione has plenty. I guess I'll try and 3 for 3.
Yeah, no, Vert has range. He just has no melee.
He is weak at like close range.
Yeah, give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
If you just imagine Vert as the exact opposite of Bo, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right. Sadly couldn't make it 3 for 3. The shot goes wide as the chicken continues to pursue your ally.
Curses. Foiled again.
And I don't really have a bonus action, but can I still move?
Yeah, you can move up to 30 feet in whatever direction you wish.
So I'll just move up a bit.
Okay. And now we're back to Ray. Would you like to mock viciously the remaining chicken, or do you have a different idea?
You know, you're not wrong. I could viciously mock the chicken. Let me... Oh, fuck, wrong button. I will viciously mock the chicken, because it's I think it should be 60, is that... Am I still in range?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're within range. Oh,
Nope.
You'd have to move up like 1 square.
Oh no!
Yeah. So now you're in range. And then you just like, your mum?
Nah. Yeah.
Your
da.
Your da tells Avon, mate.
Alright, DC 14 for the Abyssal Chicken on the Wisdom save. He does not succeed. He takes 3 points of damage. I believe he only had 2 left. Yep. So, with one final insult, the chicken, like, seizes up as the psychic damage, like, rams its way into its tiny little demon brain, and then it just falls over on the ground at its feet.
Fucking sticks and stones may break your bones, but my words will fucking kill you.
Oh my god.
Oh, I just I turn to Lucina and I just feel a big smile on my face and go, well, quoth the hell chicken nevermore.
Oh my god.
Get fucking immediately head to the bar and see if there's any drink kicking about.
So yeah, you push your way into the barn. Like it's dark, but I assume you just like spark up another torch, right?
Yeah. Like, listen, fucking don't mock me. I've died twice today. Fuck. I need a fucking drink to forget this shit.
Wait, what? You
Yeah,
died
so
twice?
he
Oh yeah.
it's like you haven't had a long rest, right? So
Yeah.
he got knocked out in the temple, and then he got knocked out here again.
You're right. Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
I get fucking shards of ice stuck in me. I've got like fucking shards of fucking bow stuck in me. My clothes are pretty much covered in that fucking abyssal.
But it's okay, Shanks. You got the
Right.
goddess of good luck on your side. What could possibly go
It's
wrong?
true. Yeah, and
We'll find out if I find drink or not. Like, Jesus, that's the main
You know what-
break right now.
you know what the real luck is that Siani has mending, which means she can fix your clothes later.
Yep.
But yeah, so you press on into the barn, while the rest of the group, I presume, is like, I don't know, what is everybody doing? As like the fight has ended, like you know, like Ippin and Pal both like hop down from the back of the cart, and they're like, you know, I think that's all of them. We can start gathering up the supplies if you guys want to go see about my friend, and you know,
Right,
or
so
I
I'll
guess
stick
if somebody
with
want.
I'll stick with
Yeah.
Boasting Ball because he can't be trusted on his own. Absolute fucking reprobate.
Fucking
Sure.
drink.
Fucking drink.
Fucking father.
Actually, I think I might go apologize to Bosing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was too drunk to probably realize he was dead anyway.
It's like, I mean, if you're apologising, I'll be like fucking shocked, kind of like taken aback by it, but like I'll be like, it's all good. Like, shit happens, I guess. And I appreciate the apology.
Yeah, because that was, you know, it all worked out, but that wasn't the intent. You know,
Yeah,
We're-
no,
was
I
not-
get it. I totally get
it was just bad luck, you know.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes
so-
Lady Luck be like that.
Right. The two luck deity worshippers are like bonding over the fact that like sometimes shit just happens.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
it just happens. But you know what? This would be a great time for me to preach the gospel of Bashaba, as I'm sure he's walking off.
Yeah,
Right,
like,
so-
as soon as you start your fucking rhetoric, I'm just like, yeah, nah, fuck you. Like,
Yeah, like so, like Ray, you're standing there while Bod, like Vert, are like back and forth about like, well, my God says and my God says, and they're both like it
No,
sounds,
just
it
like-
probably sounds like the same thing to you, but from different directions.
So I just walk up to the two of them, and in a really awkward T-pose, weird, almost falling over way, put my arm around Veer and the halfling. Don't know how I managed it, but I did. And I would just be like, listen, at least my god can party.
Right. And speaking of partying, and speaking of good luck for the halfling, because you fucking need it, because like this situation has been kind of bad for you today. Like the
Yeah.
barn clearly contains like, you know, like bales of hay that would have been used for the farm animals that are now clearly dead, but also like there are sacks of like milled flour that have been stored in here, and like other things that could definitely be helpful for the caravan, but also Bosing Ba, Ray, Vert, you all see it in the back. There in the torchlight there is the shining gleam of copper, and there's a still in the back corner of the barn.
Look at it. It's beautiful. Look at it.
And next to the still, there are several barrels that are marked in the classic like Looney Tunes cartoon way of like XXX, right? Like
Yeah,
clearly this is some fucking like a moonshine whiskey that Ippin's been making in the back of the barn.
You
Like-
beautiful, beautiful woman.
You beautiful bastards. I go up and like fill the flask that I got for like the last thing, and like instantly fill it and just start like happily drinking. Big smile on
Right.
my face, going like, "Look at that! That's some good luck there." Like, fuck.
Right, and it's the kind of thing where like you kick back and it's just like it burns like all the way down, right? But you know,
like drink it like, yeah, that's a good shit.
All right, Zacharias, calm down.
Yeah.
like that right there is the good.
Good
So yeah, while they're kicking around in the
Bottle
barn,
left in the cart.
right? While they're kicking around the barn, what are the rest of you guys doing? Like you just there's like
Getting
the
my ammo
house.
back.
Yeah, so you're going around picking up crossbow bolts and like Ippin's like, I'm gonna go get some stuff from the house, and she like takes off and she's like, pal, make sure that they know what to load. And so he's like, yeah, and he like comes sauntering into the barn.
Be cautious.
Right.
Right. So how
And
do
so-
we get this still into the back of the cart? Have we got enough
Oh my
space?
god.
Yeah, and like Pal comes like walking in behind you, and he's doing that thing that like anime characters do, where he's like awkwardly rubbing the back of his head, and he's just like, "I don't think we can move the still, little man. Like it's a little too big for your wagon, but we can get the booze, I guess."
Yes. I like this idea.
Yeah, so you're able to like we get a montage of you guys like loading out, you know,
Montage.
like bags of grain and foodstuffs and like several barrels of liquor and I mean, I guess here's a question for Vert, I think, since you seem to be like a use what nature offers. Maybe like Siani too in this case.
Mhm.
Like the hogs that Ippin had, like they were killed by the abyssal chickens, but otherwise they just seem to have died of like laceration, right? They don't I don't think they appear to be corrupted in any like meaningful way. Do you like butcher the corpses to like bring with you? Because like I mean it's still meat, right? Like
Would there be a way to check them for disease or corruption?
certainly you could make like a medicine or nature check or survival, like depending on how you want to frame it, there's several ways you could go about like investigating.
Yeah, I can do survival if you want to do like nature.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Holy shit.
I would be better off with survival as well as nature.
I mean you can make the same check as well.
And actually, to add a little twist into this,
Fucking hell.
because I feel like Veer would be like this, he'd probably defer to Siani. I mean, like, yeah, he's a ranger, but like,
She's a
nature's
motherfucking
real-
druid.
Yeah, she's a motherfucking.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that Veer has some kind of respect for druids in this realm because they're the experts. Like,
Yeah, he's living off the land, but they're the ones that are like fucking.
They're one with nature to the extent that they can transform into animals according to
Yeah.
legend, like,
yeah, I am like kind of like a bad copy of a druid. Like,
right.
It's
yeah,
like
I
what
can
you,
change.
what you aspire to be, but it's like you'll never be as good as a druid. And
Yeah, like I can change into an animal, but it's actually it's pretty fucked up. But
I mean,
It's almost-
very
it's almost-
fucked up.
like the difference is like she has inherited the power and is like one with the land, whereas like you are like borrowing it, right? Like
yeah, I'm like an understudy.
yeah, exactly. And so yeah, between the two of you, you put your heads together, you like look the animals over, like they're like this should be fine. Like if you cut around a few like places where it looks a little suspect, like for the most part all of this meat is still good. So you could either take the hogs like whole or you could like cut them up. Like I mean theoretically like an oxen is basically just like a big cow, right? So you could probably like work with that too. Though its corpse may be a little bit too big to take whole, but certainly you should be able to get at least something out of this. Though, like
some choice cuts.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Meat
we get
back on the menu, boys. Yeah.
Would probably
yeah,
be
but-
easier to break them down.
Yeah, most likely. And then like, oh god, yeah. You know what? It's probably given that like the mill is on the river, and there's probably like a small dock down near the water wheel. There's actually probably like a barrel of like salt or whatever that's in the barn as well. And so you could probably even like salt pack like the meat cuts.
Yeah, preserve it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah, so like by the time it's all said and done, you're able to like gather up like a fair amount of food and like drink, which will be good for keeping Boasting Baw's spirits up at least, but probably good for everybody else as well. You know, and Ippin comes back and she's like, so I guess we got everything. Well, I mean, except for my friend.
All right, yeah, let's head that way, I guess.
The half-orc.
Yeah, Hank. He lives down by the river.
Hank the half-orc.
Hank the half-orc.
Yeah, and she kind of like points in the direction, like there's a small cottage over there next to some trees, and you know, he just kind of keeps to himself. I guess some bad stuff happened to him in the past, so he just kind of stays away from everybody. But he's a nice guy. Like I don't want him to die.
Sounds like a plan. I'll drink to that, motherfuckers. Yeah.
Poor Hank. It's all
Sorry,
right.
I would feel a crossbow, even though she doesn't really know why.
Like so, and she's like, so me and Pal will, I guess, well, we can go with you if you want, or we can stay here.
Probably safer if they come with, like.
Yeah.
Probably. So who's going to get Hank then?
Hang on. Before we go off to get Hank, Ray's gonna walk over to them and see, are you guys able to defend yourselves at all?
Well, I mean, I don't fight. Well, I mean, I used to, but I don't fight much anymore. Cause she's like for a halfling, like she's kind of an older, like halfling, but you know, she's like, I got a knife, like I can do all right. And then she kind of like points at Pal and like that pole that he was carrying those bags on, like he's actually quite good with it, but you know, he's a bit of a chicken shit, and he's just like, hey.
Okay. So, Well, what does everyone else want to do?
I mean, like, are we going to take the cart down, or are we just going to like walk over to the Hank and see?
The trail that she indicates is a little too narrow for the cart, right? So, and she says it's not a very long walk either. So,
like, I mean, I'll probably just stay with the drink if no one's going to.
Sure.
I'm in my fucking element right now. Like I've died twice today. I'm just like, I need some fucking time to chill the fuck out and like forget what happened, basically.
Right. Fair enough. So yeah, whoever's headed that way.
I guess I'll walk down to have a chat with Hank.
I'll stay with the halfling because he can't be trusted when he's drunk like this.
You're gonna stay with the halfling, like Lucina, Vert. Where are you guys going?
How's it going, my man?
They're dead.
Hun.
Rip.
Oh, she's letting the dogs in.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait to see where she goes. To be honest with you. Hold on, let me go. Let me go let her know what's up.
Hank the
Sorry, I'm fighting dogs. What's up?
No, I was just like, it sounds like a couple of people are staying with the halfling and the monk. Yeah, and the booze. I was just asking who wanted to go like grab Hank, and like Siani's headed that way. I didn't know if Lucina wanted to as well, if Vert did, because Vert said he would go wherever Lucina did, from the sounds of it.
Yeah, Lucina will go with Siani.
She's blessed by Bashava, I'm sure of it.
Right, so now you're just following like this cleric around like a puppy because she's never been hit by anything.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, I don't blame him. Fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, if anything, that sounds more like good luck than bad luck, but that's just me. Fuck.
Eh.
As he's walking off, it's just
I
me
mean, like you
lying.
pay respect to Bashaba when
Yeah,
she
no.
spares you from bad luck, right?
Yeah.
So. But yeah, so you head
I'll
up.
go. It's gonna be bad though because I'm
And
listen. Vert's just super charismatic over here. Let me tell you, with his 8,
Right.
this is gonna go great.
I mean, yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. But yeah, you guys like you walk down this little like winding trail that kind of like goes along the water's edge and like under like the boughs of like a few like willow trees. Like it's very like it's a nice like scenic little trail, and you come upon this kind of like humble looking little shack that's built like along the water's edge, and it's got this kind of like porch like out front with this like like overhang. And as you come walking up to this tiny little house, there is this kind of like blue grayish skinned like half orc with a beard who's like sitting in a rocking chair on the porch with like a pipe in his mouth, and he's got like a book in his lap and like a quill pen, and he's like just kind of observing his surroundings and like taking notes, and he seems relatively unfussed by anything. And there's like this abyssal chicken that's like laying nearby, and it's dead. It's been cut in half. And you see that there's this like two-handed axe that's like leaned against like the door frame that's got a bit of that kind of like black like brackish blood like coating the blade. What do you do?
Draw an arrow on him.
Okay.
Best way to start conversation.
I'm gonna put a hand on Veer's bow and just kind of push it down and call out a greeting to Hank.
Thanks.
Yeah. So you
do the same, raising a hand and greeting.
So yeah,
Don't give the side look of not necessary.
Right. So Bo comes out. Bo gets pushed down. You wave, and the half orc kind of like lifts his head and like looks over at the three of you, and he's just like, "Evening. Didn't think anybody else was still around here."
As of now, no. Mostly everyone is cleared out.
It's probably the smart move. Though that does beg the question of the three of you are doing all the way out here at my little shack.
I could ask you the same. It's not safe here at all.
Yeah, and he kind of like turns and looks at the chicken that's laying dead in front of his house, and he kind of like lifts his head and stares off into the middle distance, and he's like, "I suppose it's a bit dangerous, but been taking care of myself for the last little while. Don't suppose Ippen sent you, did she?"
She might have had a word.
Yeah, and so now he's doing like the growl thing that like Vert was doing, right? Like kindred spirit moment there where he's just like, "I told her I was fine."
And you may be fine now, but who's to say about later? There are a group of survivors gathered back at the town.
Yeah, and he kind of just like closes his eyes and like screws up his face a little bit, and he's just like it's almost like he's remembering like something that he doesn't want to think about, and he's just like, "Look, I don't tend to like being around other people. Doesn't stop the children from coming to listen to the stories, but well, I don't know that there's anything that I'd be able to do that would help your survivors any more than me just staying here out of people's way.
Sayani will tilt her head and ask, "How long have you been living here?"
Few years now, a little longer. Came back to take up the family plot after the incident.
Sorry.
The incident.
Look, Cass told me the story and asked me to put the NPC in the game. So.
What is the incident?
Would you like to share with the class, Avisa?
No.
Well, if you're not going to tell, then Cass has to tell.
No, you shared. Fuck off.
This was my very first ever attempt at D&D.
Mm-hmm.
This was our starter NPC who was supposed to send us on our way.
Mm-hmm.
This was at a tavern, and they were trying to talk to us when, I don't remember what enemy it was, but all hell broke loose. And they were jumping in through windows, and everyone was screaming, and
So no one was falling on desks.
And this is where the whole crossbow references come in, because I whipped out the fucking crossbow and failed with it so badly that I just shot Hank instead.
Right. Okay.
And and so the poor dude took an arrow to the knee.
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
Perfect.
And
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry. It didn't end there, because my bad luck with rolls continued, and I shot him again.
Nice.
And by this time, I've damn near killed the NPC who's supposed to start us where we're fucking going. And he's fucking terrified about me by now, because I'm more a danger to my allies than my enemies.
If I remember right, he literally lived with like 2 HP or something. He was on the floor bleeding out.
Hang on, would he notice your crossbow when you were walking up? Like, would he get the spicy memory off the crossbow when you walked up? Like...
Technically, this was a different character. So
no, I know, but just because your character had a crossbow.
But I said earlier that Sayani guiltily hid her crossbow, though she doesn't know why.
Oh my god.
Right. So, like, the joke here is that, like, after he says, I came back to, like, take over the family plot after the incident, like, we get a flashback to what Avisa just described, like, the whole, like, fight, and then it comes back to Hank just staring into the middle distance and, like, idly rubbing his knee, like this old war wound is hurting him, and he's just like, you know, and I kind of like it here, you know? It's nice and quiet.
No chance
People don't shoot at me.
Oh my god.
The incident. Well, that sounds like a story. But you've been here for a few years. We're just strangers. Those are more your survivors than mine. And they might be needing your help right about now.
Sure, and I was gonna say, like, when he said he probably wouldn't be much good, like, that's obviously, like, a lie, right? Because there's a dead body, like, laying on the ground a few feet away.
Points at Axe, points at dead thing, like, that would be pretty fucking helpful, Jesus.
Press X to down.
She would gesture to the corpse and say, it seems like you're pretty handy with a blade. That's a good skill to have in a time like this.
Yeah, so, Give me a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage because, like, you've obviously pointed out, like, the lie of his statement, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of like you point out that, like, he's clearly, like, good with his axe, and, like, you know, these people, like, mean more to him probably than they do to you. Like, nicer way of saying it, like you did. And he kind of, like, huffs a little bit, and he's like, "You sound just like Ippen."
Well,
and
maybe Ippen has a good point.
Yeah, and he kind of, like, closes his eyes and takes, like, another puff off of his pipe, and then, like, pulls it out and, like, flips it over and, like, taps it on the arm of his, like, rocking chair so that the ash falls out, and he puts it in his pocket, and he's like, "Yeah, you're both right." And he closes the book and, like, He's like, give me a second. And he goes inside, and you hear him rumbling around a little bit, and he comes back out, and he's got like a sling bag that he's like probably put the book in, and he like picks up the axe, and he's like, I suppose it can't hurt to give this whole people situation another try.
And he would give him a friendly clap on the shoulder with a grin and say, there's never been more of a time for strength in numbers.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And he kind of like decides that he's going to come with you. And as you're on your way back to
Please don't let the one.
yeah, you're on your way back to like meet up with the others, and he like kind of like slows for a step, and he's like, now that I think about it, I actually ordered something that was supposed to be delivered and it hasn't shown up yet. And he kind of like looks around, and he like the city is missing, right? And like there's smoke in the air, and like the whole like situation with all the devils and whatnot. And he's like, and I kind of doubt it's gonna get delivered at this point. And I don't know, maybe on the way back to the town square, there's this shop. If we could stop, I mean, the shop owner's a friend of mine anyway, and I'm kind of hoping that she's all right. You think maybe we could stop off and have a look?
I mean, this has been a day of checking up on people. What's one more? She would look to Lucina and Verd for confirmation.
Alright, Mr. Grumpy Pants, like, come on, let's go.
I'm not opposed.
Yeah. He's like, excellent. My friend's name is Tilly Sky, and
Tilly
she's a gnome who runs a magic and sundry shop on the edge of town called Open Sky Emporium. I'd ordered a new journal in which to take notes, and he kind of like pats his bag. The one I had when you came walking up is nearly full, so. And good books are hard to come by, and good gnomes are hard to come by too,
Don't you know?
Well, you know the area better than we do, so perhaps you should lead the way.
Yeah, I did. And so, like, we cut to, like, the four of them come walking out from the trail, while the rest of you, like, I assume, like, Baw, you've just been, like, drinking the whole fucking time.
Yeah, like, I'm just sitting snoring in the corner of the cart, like.
Right, so Baw's passed out drunk. Ray, I assume you're just, like, conversing with Ippin and Pal then, or are you like playing music? Like, what are you doing?
I'm just poking and prodding my my viol just to make sure it's in tune. Sitting on the back of the wagon.
Yeah, so you guys come back, you find your friends more or less the way you left them. Like, I mean, Baw's
posting Baw on the floor.
Seems normal. Yeah, and Ippin like jumps up and she's like, "Oh, you managed to convince him." And she's like clapping her hands above her head, like, "Excellent." And Hank just like gets kind of like red-faced a little bit and like looks away and is just like does that thing where he like lifts his hand and like scratches his cheek with one hand, and he's like, "It's really not that big of a deal." But he's like, come on, let's go. And he like walks over to like the cart and like climbs in the back, and like we get the whole explanation to the rest of you about like, hey, I wanted to stop at this shop. And so really, I guess it's up to most people have already agreed. Like, what do you have to say about this, Ray?
I just give a bit of a sigh and just go, what's one more? Come on. This night is just going on and on and on. What's one more?
Right. So he gives you directions. And we get like the vignette of you like driving the cart back into town. Gotta put my headset back on the charger. And it's not that far from the inn that is basically in the process of finishing burning down, where you find the building in question, and it's like a 2-story like shop with like a sturdy looking door and what would have been like kind of a glass like almost like a bay window that appears to have been like broken, like someone threw like a brick or some other heavy object through it and then like maybe like climbed through the broken glass because there appears to be like a bit of fabric caught on like the edge of the hole in the window, and then like above the window are like the words like open sky emporium like set into like the woodworking of the side of the building, and then there's a sign that's hanging on the door that reads closed indefinitely due to infernal incident.
Oh my god. They had time to put up a fucking sign.
And it's like written in like fairly like quick handwriting, right? And it's like on the door. And you notice there's a bit of like who has, I guess I should ask, whose passive perception is higher than 12?
Mine.
Okay.
Way higher than 12.
So
Mine.
Anybody with a passive perception higher than 12 notices that there's some carbon scoring like on the ground in front
Mine
of
is
the
12.
door. So like perhaps something electrical like arced across the ground right there in front of the doorway.
I just give a small chuckle and say, "Oh, it really is one of these nights, isn't it?"
And Hank just kind of like turns and looks at you, and he's like, "Is it?"
Oh, it's been a day.
He just
You
points
have
at the
no
fucking
idea.
halfling and they're like, I mean, like, come on, look at the state of him, fuck.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh well, unfortunate." But then he like looks at the window and he's like, "I'm kind of concerned looking at this now, though. I hope she's all right."
I guess there's only one way to find out.
So yeah, you've got the door. The door's got the sign on it. There's the obvious like carbonization in the dirt in front of the door, and then there's the broken window with the bit of fabric hanging on the edge of the hole in the glass. And also, I guess with the window broken, you can probably hear what sounds like that hum that is nature's way of telling you that like there is electricity here and you should be careful, is like coming from inside the building.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Stealth check to try and peek through the window.
Sure.
I'm guessing someone like kicked me awake when we started moving. What?
Oh, probably. Yeah. So you creep up to the window and you kind of like peek through the glass, and like you're an elf, so you have dark vision, or you're a half elf, but still
Yes.
dark vision. You look into the inside, and it's like imagine as you kind of peer into the space, it's the kind of thing that you would see in like a video game or whatever, where like the walls would have been like lined with like racks of like potions and like herbs and other kinds of like bottles and like esoteric goods, and then like papers and like draped tapestries and all kinds of like, it would have been like your ideal like Final Fantasy like magic item shop or whatever, but like the entire inside of the shop is just like a chaotic jumble of like broken glass, and like papers are like whipping around through the air, and like all kinds of just like chaos is going on inside, because you see that there's like what appears to be like a tiny like storm cloud that is like stuck up in like the rafters of the ground floor of the shop, that's like creating a small tornado, and then like occasionally like bolts of lightning like lance out of it and like hit like various metal objects around the room, because like apparently the security system for this shop must have gone out of control. Also, though, in the back of the room beyond this like storm, you can see what appears to be like either a child or a gnome that is like sitting like slumped against the back wall.
Viert, what do your horrific eyes see?
Oh jeez, what do my horrific eyes see?
You want to make a perception check to see?
Sure! I'd love to make a perception check.
Yeah, you peer into you peer in through the window, and yeah, it's definitely a gnome. She is dressed like you would expect a wizard to be dressed.
Mm-hmm.
And she's sitting like propped against like the back wall by like a door. And like there is like clearly like an obvious blood stain like on her chest where she was stabbed in the heart.
Oh.
It appears your friend is dead.
Yeah, and Hank is just like, what? No! And he like hops down out of the cart and like runs over and like looks in through the window and is like hand over his eyes and he's like, oh no, what happened?
Well, it looks like she was stabbed.
Fucking sugarcoat it a bit for it. God damn. Poor man's traumatized right now.
Yeah.
I see. It appears your friend has ceased to be living. I don't fucking know. Listen, negative one. Listen, negative one charisma. Negative one charisma.
No, right, totally. Like I get it. Just like at that point, just facepalm. Like, oh, he tried. Like,
So,
yeah, and like you're trying to sugarcoat it, and Hank is trying to like at this point, Hank's like, I don't care, and he's like smashing the edge of the glass to make it easier for him to climb through. He's like, I'm not just gonna leave her in there, and like as he says that, it's like punctuated by like a bolt of lightning.
Hank, no, it's dangerous. Don't just jump in there like that.
Well, what do you expect me to do? I can't just. She's my friend. She
I
was my
understand.
friend.
And
I
I'm so
jumped through the
sorry.
window.
Actually, Lucina might have something to say about that too, if she's not busy. You there, hun?
Yeah, I'm just wrestling dogs with a pair of scissors in my hands.
Oh my god.
Goodness.
Mom's got to do burial rites.
Are we completely sure that?
I wonder if there's a way to disable.
like I said, can I just jump through the window? Like,
yeah. We don't know.
can I just jump through the window?
Yeah, you can just jump through the window if you would like.
We don't know. We don't. Yeah, we don't know if everything's safe, hun.
I'll do that. I'll jump through the window.
Yeah. All right. You jump in through the window.
To the great face palm of me.
Right.
And an exasperated sigh from Simon.
Listen,
So,
didn't the building just get struck by lightning?
And there's lightning inside.
There is a tiny lightning storm inside the building that is randomly arcing out electricity and like kind of making like a suction vortex in the middle of the room that's like picking up papers and objects and like whipping them around.
La Tome.
Are
But
we
yeah,
within 30 feet of the gnome?
she is at the back of the store, so she is probably like 50 feet away from you.
Alright, I'm gonna follow both Ba in.
Okay. So yeah, Ba, roll me 1d6.
Oh,
Oh fuck.
So
what is this for? Is this like a check or something? Can I
yeah,
use something else for it?
yeah, if you wanna lucky, you absolutely can roll it again. This is me determining how far you jumped into. This is basically like a luck check.
Oh, right, yeah. There we go.
Okay, so
hell.
you jump in through the window. If you had stuck with the one, I was just gonna say that you went in too far, and like the storm cloud was gonna like shoot lightning at you because you're carrying a metal object.
Yeah.
With the 6, you jump in through the window and you come up basically just short of the line where it's like you stop and you look down and you realize that like there are no metal objects other than what you're carrying, like this side of this arbitrary line that like the lightning bolts have almost like scorched out of the floor, right? So like there's a limited range that this like errant magical security system seems to be able to like affect.
Okay.
And so, like, maybe if you're careful, you might be able to edge around it without, like, getting yourself zapped if you are very careful.
Alright, what would I roll to try and, like, go past it then?
I think you could try, like, an acrobatics check to, like, very carefully, like, move around the room, or you could try to make a perception check to figure out exactly where to go, so then you would be able to direct Lucina.
Right,
Since she seems to be coming in behind you.
Right, I'm gonna make an acrobatics check. Can I use my lucky feat to, like, roll up 2 d20s for this, basically?
I think you should still have inspiration, I think. You could spend your inspiration to get advantage.
No, because I used my inspiration in one of the fights before.
Oh, right. You know what? I will give you inspiration for how, like, on the drink you've been. So, like, you get it, and then you can use it again, right?
All right,
like,
so
by all means.
Right, so acrobatics and then roll with advantage then.
Yeah, roll with advantage. And then what's your goal here?
Right, to, like, just, like, fucking basically, I don't know, like, is there stuff in the way around the outside of this fucking storm, basically, like, just to try and vault over whatever it is, like, on the edge of the storm and try to, like, I don't know, like, stay to the one side of the room as close as I can, like.
I'm just picturing you.
Lightning bolts.
I'm just picturing you, like, jumping over, like, the counter and the table and swinging off things, and then you get to her and you walk right past her to get the drink.
Yeah, like, right past her to the fucking, like, storage room and see if there's anything in there. Like.
Right, so you jump and, like, tumble and dive and roll, and, like, there's, like, lightning bolts, like, lancing down, and, like, there's, like, books and pieces of paper that are, like, whipping through the air as you're, like, ducking under shelves, and you, like, slide under a table, and you come out on the other side, and, like, her body is, like, laying right there next to this door that leads into the storeroom in the back, yeah. But also, like, you notice that there's, like, this, like, it almost looks like a piece of, like, the wood paneling of the back wall that's, like, it was like a secret, like, compartment that's, like, partially open, right?
Right.
What do you do? do you like pull it open and see what's inside?
Yeah, like, yeah, I'd
okay.
Can I roll perception to, like, see, like, to try and see if I can determine what's inside then.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be cautious about it, you can roll, or you can just throw it open.
Yeah, fuck, I'll just throw it open.
Yeah, okay, so you throw open this little secret compartment, and inside there's, like one of those, like, levers that you would see in a movie where it's got, like, copper pickups at, like, the bottom that, like, they've pulled the lever down so that it's, like, completing a circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so I guess I
do you flip the lever?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you pull the lever up, and you break the circuit, and, like, the storm, like, lets out, like, 1 or 2 more, like, lightning bolts as, like, its dying gasp, and then, like, the storm just kind of, like, peters out, and you see that there's, like, this crystal that was, like, set in the ceiling that had, like, arcing electricity coming off of it that, like the electricity kind of just, like, sucks back into it, and then, like, the light in the crystal just, like, winks out because you've disabled whatever, like, security system this gnome, like, turned on before she was stabbed.
All right.
And, like, all the papers, like, flutter down to, like, the floor, and, like, the chaos, like, subsides.
I'm still wondering who stabbed him.
Can I run over to the gnome and try to assess and see if Spare the Dying would work on her?
Yeah, give me, like, a medicine check first. Okay. You know what, actually, I think I take it back. I'm just gonna give this to you because, like, you are a grave cleric, right? Like, you are super familiar with death. You understand these things better than most, and also, like, you're a pact-born tiefling, right? Like, I think you probably understand, like, the nature of the soul maybe a little better than other people do, right?
I would say so.
Yeah, you approach this body and you look at it, and it's like, yeah, she's been stabbed, but, like, it's not, like, the worst stab wound you've ever, like, it's a chest wound, right? But, like, theoretically, like, there would be ways to recover from this, but, like, as you reach out and you, like, cast Spare the Dying, and, like, it occurs to you, like, it's a feeling of, like, coldness that, like, rebounds off of your spell and washes over you, like, this body is empty. Like, the soul is it's not that the soul has passed on, it's like it was ripped out and it's missing.
Well, fuck, that's not good.
Nope.
I
I
guess.
notice like something's up with like what's her name again? Is it Lucina? And I'd be
Yeah.
like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong?
I guess I'll follow the others through the window.
Yeah, and like Hank is like coming in through the window and like he like cuts himself on a piece of glass. He's just like, ugh, and it's like, but you know, he's like running over to see like, is she okay? Like, is she, you know, like he probably sees the look on Lucina's face and he's just like, oh no.
Lucina is looking rather pale at the moment, and she will turn to the party, very solemnly say, it appears that her soul has been ripped from her body.
So
That doesn't sound good.
this is not an ordinary murder, then.
No, not even in the slightest.
What kind of
What
kind
would
of thing
do
could
that?
do that? Yeah, like what would they be able to do that to someone?
It's worth noting, I think, even with your 8 medicine check, like the stab wound appears to have been inflicted by a knife. This isn't like a demon's claws or something, right? Like, she was attacked by a person.
I also recall the scrap of fragment that was on the broken glass.
Yeah, there's fabric like hanging on the window.
Was it red by any chance? Is it that motherfucking guy that kept like coming up and talking to us? Like...
No.
Striped dapper suit, you know.
Yeah, a piece of striped fucking red cloth.
Oh, it appears to be like the same kind of like brown or like other similarly like dark colored cloth that you would make a cloak out of.
Ah, right.
We should perhaps search the area.
Yeah, I searched the storeroom.
Sure. So are you just like, are you search around the if you're just gonna search around, are you gonna search around for clues, or are you searching for like anything?
No, like
general?
like supplies,
Information,
anything
clues,
you could
supplies.
choose. Like, yeah.
Okay, so like I guess everybody that wants to search the inside of the store, just go ahead and give me investigation checks.
Sweet.
I will stay outside and keep
Okay.
an eye on everything.
Keeping an eye.
Oh my god.
Listen, I'm very skilled at scavenging.
Well, I think we know what he's found.
I mean,
Oh my
like, I
God.
wouldn't be looking for a drink. I've got like 3
Hey,
barrels of fucking some
listen.
solid moonshine out there. That's
Fucking-
what I do. It's like,
Listen, guys. All right, that is good rat over there. Okay, it's freshly killed. It's sanitary. It's fine.
you guys
all
haven't
right.
had rat before? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Snobs?
seriously,
Fuck.
it's okay.
Okay, so I think like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have like significantly like better senses than most, right? Like hearing and smell and
Yeah.
whatnot. Right. So I think for yours and Siani's case, like the problem here is that there's just so much mess, right? Like all of these like little lightning strikes and all of these like pieces of broken glass and like papers and books that have just been like flung everywhere. Like it's hard to make sense of anything.
It's like
And, like,
throwing someone with OCD inside a hoarder house.
Right,
Yeah.
and especially for you, like your sense of smell is being overwhelmed by like the aroma of like ozone and like burning paper, and probably like the coppery like smell of blood as well, right? Because there's a corpse in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously just the like hanging smell of sulfur that's been around the fucking place since the start
Right.
of the night.
Yeah, exactly. And like Siani, like you're used to being out in the wilderness, right? Like this is all just, it's a lot. But you know, Boasting Ba, like you're all about the luck, and you're just kind of like you're a city folk, and you kind of understand what's going on. So as you kind of like rummage around, like in the back, and like you know, you basically, depending on how thorough you want to be, and it sounds like you intended to be fairly thorough.
Yeah. Yeah, searching for anything we could really use, like
at some point, like you turn up. Well, first of all, you turn up like a parcel that's like wrapped in like brown butcher paper and has like some twine around it, and there's like a tag on it that says, you know, delivery for Hank.
Yeah.
So you're able to find that for him, which, like, obviously the poor half orc, when you hand it to him, is just like breaks down in tears, where he's just like, "Oh my god, even to the last, she was such a good friend." You know, like he's just not
he's
having a good time.
He's just fucking in a bad way right now.
But what you do manage to find, I guess we have a channel for this in the Discord now.
Mm-hmm.
Do we not? You find, over the course of this, you find a scroll of protection from energy that is still undamaged in amongst many scrolls that were unfortunately, like, set alight because of the lightning bolts and the tornado. And then in the back room, you find enough herbs and other substances to make another healer's kit. As well as a small clear glass jar, roughly 3 centimeters in diameter, filled with a thick-looking off-white paste that smells faintly of aloe. Which gives off, like, it has, like, magic vibes to it. I'll put it that way.
Magic vibes.
Is this a mixer? Like...
Magic vibes.
So if somebody, like, makes an Arcana check, they might be able to identify what that is. And then also, under the counter, you find a small lockbox, which you find the key for, like, on Tilly's person if you search her. And in the lockbox is
booze.
1 moss agate worth 10 gold pieces, 1 azurite worth 10 gold pieces, 27 copper pieces, 8 silver pieces, 4 electrum pieces, and 5 gold pieces. And that is now in the loot channel.
Nice.
Okay.
And then otherwise, most of the rest of what she would have had to offer at her store, like, was unfortunately, like, trashed by her own security system that she activated as a last-minute, like, bid to try to save her own life. Which clearly didn't work out so well for her.
She's like one of those people that like set up booby traps inside their house in case intruders come in, but like one day they forget about the shotgun in their closet and they just open the fucking thing and it just
Yeah,
like,
and I mean,
I gotta put that there.
Like, Tinker Gnome Wizard, like, if you're gonna do it, it's worth overdoing.
Right, well, now we've got that, like, I guess we try and console Hank as much as we can as we try and, like, push him back towards the cart and move on.
Ah, yes. Console Hank.
Here, have a drink. Go on. Go on, go on.
Your friend is dead, but you're not. Congratulations.
But yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, Lucina, this offers, like, an interesting question for you, right? Like funerary rites are as much about making sure that, like, a soul gets to where it's supposed to go, but, like, there's a problem here.
Yeah, I'm honestly trying to figure out what to do. At the very least, I'm going to wrap up her body so that we can take it with us for a proper burial, but once we get back in the car, I'm just going to be spending the entire time praying to Kalimvor for guidance.
Sure. Can you make me like what's your piety at? It should be at like 4 at this point, right?
Yeah, it's at 4.
I think. Can you make me a religion check? And you can spend your inspiration on this if you want to get advantage. Okay. So yeah, you're in the back like praying over the body, like we get like the brief scenes of like you kind of like gathering everything together, getting everything into the back of the cart and getting on the way, and like Hank is like kind of like sitting there like hugging like the parcel that contains like the new journal that he ordered like to his chest, and just being like very sad about this whole situation. And I think it's probably like a lot of silence from like Ippen and Pal, and like this is kind of tragic, right? And you're like in prayer like over this body, and like you hear like in your head, and like none of the rest of you hear this because this is specifically like directed to Lucina, like you hear the sound of the bells like in your mind as you continue praying, right? Like a signal from your deity, like just like the repeated, just like the cathedral bells, just like bong bong. And like in your mind's eye, like you see this coin. Like it at first, like you think it like it's kind of hard to tell, right? Like, but it's this large like metal disc made out of this strange, like slightly like glossy like black green metal that like has this almost kind of like serrated like circular saw blade like edge, but like the points don't seem like they would be sharp enough to cut. But it's like minted as though it were a coin, but like instead of like any kind of like denomination marker or like any ruler like you would understand to be like on the face of a coin, it appears to be the face of Tilly, like locked in a screaming like mask of fear, just like pressed into the face of this coin. And you only realize that it's a coin because like the vision like clarifies and you see it like in someone's gloved hand, and the fingers like close around it and like remove it from your view, and then the coin just like disappears into the darkness as the hand pulls away from you, and then like you snap back to like reality, and like
And oops,
like,
there went gravity.
someone like someone stole this woman's soul and like compressed it down into this like a magical object.
At least it's a coin and not a marble.
So theoretically, if we find the person who has her soul coin, we could potentially bring her back?
I mean, you could theoretically, if you were capable of raising the dead, you might be able to put the soul back in the body and bring her back to life, yes. Alternatively, like, until that coin is broken, like, that soul is out of the cycle. It can't go anywhere and is trapped. Right? So, like, that itself
body lasts that long. Bodies tend to rot.
Yeah.
Yes, but my girl's got a thing for that.
Yeah, I mean, gentle repose can keep the body, like, pristine for as long as you need, but, like, now the question would be, like, where's the coin? Like, who has it? Is there a way to get it back?
All we have is a body without a soul, a broken window, and a scrap of fabric.
Yeah. And I mean, theoretically, like, the violence of that, like, kinetic lightning storm, right? Like, the person who engaged in this like murder most foul probably didn't get out without some kind of injury, right? Like that's a safe presumption you might be
scorched.
They clearly left in a rush because their fucking cloak was on. Like they jumped through the window to get the fuck out.
Do we think that scrap of fabric is from the intruder?
Seems a safe bet.
Could be.
I don't think the gnome would be jumping through the window.
Well, if that's the case, perhaps you'd like to give it to me. I'm very good at finding things.
I have a very specific skill set.
A set of skills. That
I
makes
will
me a
hunt you
nightmare
down
for
and I
people.
will find you.
I don't have any money, but what I do have.
Did anyone actually take that piece of fabric?
Yes.
I presumed that someone did, right? Like, I'm not gonna be that asshole
Yeah, I
GM.
think I thought about taking it,
Yeah,
but I didn't actually say it.
yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna be that asshole GM that's like, well, no one said you took it, so it's still back there. No, like, it's obviously like I meant it to be a clue, so I presumed someone took it.
Yeah. So I guess we can just say that Sayani took it, so she procures it from a pocket and offers it to Baird.
Sure.
I probably can't do anything with it now, but I can
Yeah.
probably smell something at some point in the future.
What does your
Right.
nose smell?
Like, I presume that like, because it's basically like, 5 o'clock or whatever, and you said you guys need to get out of here like pretty much at 5 sharp. Or at our usual quitting time. Like, I imagine you take the piece of cloth out of your pocket, Siani, and you hand it to Vert, and like he takes it and like looks at it, and then you like what? You like lift it to your nose to like take a big long sniff.
Oh yeah, just a. Oh yeah.
And so like you're doing like the
Give me a
bloodhound.
sec, guys. I just need a second. Oh yeah, that's
a
stuff.
good
Oh,
shit. Oh yeah, fuck
yeah.
It's
Sorry,
like
go ahead.
like the bloodhound or like the tracker thing that people do in like fucking like genre movies or whatever. Like you like try to get the scent of it, and like that's like the last shot before like the credits for the episode roll, right? Where it's like the clear implication here is that like now Vert is on the case, and like next time you're gonna deal with the problem.
The fucking panty sniffing lesson is on the case. Like, you better watch it, guys.
Yep. Oh yeah, this was definitely used.
And so yeah, like next time you'll have like the mystery to solve. Like I mean, if there's a possibility that the murderer is in with the rest of the refugees, and you're gonna have to figure it out.
And the butler in the square with the candelabra.
But Bobo sing.
Right. I'm gonna go. I'm feeling pretty tired. I've been up since 6.
All right. And then yeah, the next time
We'll sort out the loot and stuff later. That's why
yeah,
I did the,
next
that's why I
time we
did
can
the
sort
channel.
out loot and like I'll make note of like the XP that you should be owed for overcoming the trap and defeating the abyssal chickens, and we can fucking sort that all out next time.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I feel like I should earn some piety for like just straight up jumping in that room and like getting all that loot. Like,
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, like obviously like
We'll tally
I
up
think
the.
yeah, we can do that shit.
We'll tally it all
Yeah.
up.
I'll make sure that everybody gets their piety next time. Like
Right.
Sounds good, man.
Okay.
good game, everybody.
Yeah,
GG, GG.
Yeah.
I'll let everybody go about their business.
I'll catch you
I'll
guys
catch
later.
you guys next weekend.
See ya.
People.
Whoop whoop.
Boop, boop. I'm sleepy. I go bed.
Okay, are you that tired?
Been up since 6.
Why are you talking like you have the microphone up your ass?
I'm tired.
Okay.
Aww.
Oh, baby. At least I can hear you being tired now.
Wow.
Mwah.
I saw you on Baldur's Gate, but that didn't last very long.
No, because it crashed.
Yep.
Crashed?
Yeah.
It crashed, so I'm gonna run a few fixes and then get over
It's
it.
been crashing on a few people's
Yeah.
computers.
Baldur's Gate's a bit unstable. at the
Just
moment
make sure
for a
you
lot of
use
people.
the DX11 and that your drivers are up to
Yeah,
date.
yeah, I was gonna do that. I've downloaded the drivers now, so. And then these people came out and I was like, hey, let's do something.
These people.
Yeah,
Ugh.
because I asked them.
I'm gonna go cuddle with the cats and pass out.
Bye, Erden.
Bye bye.
Pretty.